He is now out. He's going to a Western Conference home, a hopeful contender. He's going to join Stephen Curry.
Then all of a sudden you get Jimmy Butler, and now he has that hope again. He has that belief again.
This is a first step that you can see, getting Jimmy Butler.
We have to sit here and see if that pairing is going to work. And I'm talking about Jimmy Butler, Stephen Curry, and that whole dynamic, that culture with the Warriors.
5 wins in 6 games. A team that was teetering on the edge of irrelevance is now bulldozing through the competition. But seriously, how on earth did the Golden State Warriors go from pretenders to downright contenders practically overnight? The answer is simple: Jimmy Butler. Yeah, you heard that right. The same Jimmy Butler who's built for playoff dogfights, who thrives when the stakes are highest, and who's got that swagger that turns good teams into great ones. And get this, since his arrival, the Warriors have gone from a brutal -90 in non-Curry minutes to a jaw-dropping +30. I mean, let's be real. Steph Curry used to sit, and the Warriors would collapse faster than a Jenga tower in an earthquake. But now they're outscoring teams even when their MVP is on the bench. It's almost unfair. If you think you know what Butler brings to the table, trust me, you haven't seen anything yet. Because if the rest of the league doesn't catch on fast, we might be staring at ring number 5 in the Bay, because what you're about to see might just change everything you thought you knew about this Warriors team. Just a few weeks ago, the Golden State Warriors were hanging by a thread. It was a rough sight for fans. A team that once ruled the NBA, now fighting just to stay relevant. The Warriors were 10th in defensive rating, 18th in offense, and 16th in net rating. That's the very definition of mediocrity. They were sitting in the middle of the Western Conference standings, struggling to string together wins. And the worst part? They were an absolute disaster when Steph Curry wasn't on the floor. We're talking a brutal -90 in the non-Curry minutes over the first 51 games of the season. Imagine that. The moment Curry sat down, the Warriors' lead might as well have walked off with him. Every game felt like a grind. Steph had to pull off heroics just to keep the team afloat. You could see it in his body language. There was frustration, exhaustion, and maybe even a little bit of doubt. Draymond Green was doing his best to rally the troops, but you could tell the belief just wasn't there. Young guys like Moses Moody and Brandon Podziemski showed flashes, but the consistency was missing. And the bench? Well, they weren't just giving away leads. They were putting the Warriors in holes they couldn't climb out of. The whole team looked gassed, deflated, and frankly, lost. And then Jimmy Butler happened. But before we get to how Butler flipped the script, let's break down exactly why the Warriors were so desperate for change. So why were the Warriors so desperate for Butler? It wasn't just about talent. It was about filling a void that had been gaping since Kevin Durant left. The Warriors needed a gritty two-way player, a Swiss Army knife who could score, create, defend, and bring that trademark toughness. And that's exactly what Jimmy Butler is. Before Butler, the Warriors struggled mightily in the non-Curry minutes. When Steph hit the bench, the offense stagnated, the defense crumbled, and leads evaporated. Not only does Butler give the Warriors a reliable secondary scorer, but he also brings elite playmaking, something they desperately lacked. While Andrew Wiggins contributed in many ways, his passing and decision-making often stalled the offense. Butler, on the other hand, keeps the ball moving and finds Curry at the perfect moments, enhancing Curry's off-ball magic. His ability to draw defenses, make quick reads, and deliver pinpoint passes is exactly what the Warriors needed. When Jimmy Butler landed in Golden State, it was like a lightning bolt hit the Warriors' locker room. His arrival didn't just shake things up, it supercharged them. The Warriors have gone 5-1 since bringing him in, and it's not just the win-loss column that's turning heads. And it's not just about the numbers, it's the way Butler plays. He's brought that grit, that fire, and that I don't care who's in front of me attitude that the Warriors had been lacking. He's essentially playing the role of Andre Iguodala from their championship days, but with a more potent scoring touch. Butler is averaging 9.2 free throw attempts per game, giving the team those crucial moments of rest and slowing the game down to their pace. His ability to draw fouls and control the tempo has added a whole new dimension to their offense. The impact on his teammates has been undeniable. Brandon Podziemski is looking like the young energy guy they envisioned. Moses Moody has taken a leap, and even rookie big man Quinton Post, who was in the G League earlier this season, is suddenly thriving. The energy is contagious, and Butler's leadership is driving it all. The Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler duo is pure dynamite. When these two share the court, it's like the Warriors unlocked a cheat code. Butler's versatility has given Golden State a whole new level of flexibility. What makes this combo even scarier is how they complement each other. Butler's ability to create his own shot means Curry doesn't have to do it all. He can finally play off the ball, darting around screens and finding space, while Butler makes the smart passes and keeps the defense guessing. And when Curry is off the floor, Butler has proven he can lead the charge, keeping the offense fluid and the defense locked in. Since Butler arrived, the Warriors are a top 5 team in both offensive and defensive ratings. That's not a coincidence. That's the Butler effect. The chemistry between Steph and Jimmy is palpable, and you can see it in their body language. The confidence, the swagger, and yes, even the night-night celebrations are back. Curry doesn't need to be the hero every night because Butler is right there, ready to close the show. And here's the best part. Butler's toughness and relentless energy have not only elevated Curry's game, but reignited the whole team's belief. It's like the Warriors are finally breathing again, playing fast, playing free, and playing with purpose. And if the rest of the league doesn't catch on quick, they're going to find themselves staring down the Warriors' 5th ring. Stay with me, because the best is yet to come. Jimmy Butler's impact on the Warriors isn't just about what he's doing with the ball, it's how he's lifting everyone around him. Before the trade, the Warriors' supporting cast looked inconsistent and frankly lost at times. But now, it's like Butler flipped a switch, and suddenly everyone's playing with purpose and confidence. Take Brandon Podziemski, for example. Before Butler, he showed flashes of talent, but now he's a consistent spark off the bench, bringing energy and smart play every night. Moses Moody, he's taken a huge leap, showing the kind of poise and production that the Warriors have been waiting for. And let's talk about Quinton Post, a rookie big man who was in the G League earlier this season. Under Butler's influence, he's thriving, playing like a veteran with grit and hustle that perfectly fits the Warriors system. The secret sauce here is Butler's leadership. He holds his teammates accountable, demands effort on every possession, and sets the standard defensively. He's not afraid to get in a guy's face if it means making the team better. The result? A bench unit that no longer feels like a liability but a legitimate weapon. The Warriors are now dominating the non-Curry minutes, something that felt impossible earlier this season. When Curry sits instead of treading water, they're building leads. That's the Butler effect. He's not just filling a role, he's elevating everyone around him, making the Warriors deeper, tougher, and more dangerous than ever. The numbers tell the story. Since Jimmy Butler joined, the Warriors are 5-1 with a top 6 offensive rating, 3rd in defensive rating, and 5th in net rating. Before Butler, they were middle of the pack, barely hanging on. Now, they're in elite company, joining the Celtics and Thunder as the only teams in the league ranking top 5 on both ends of the floor. Historically, that's a blueprint for a championship team. The defense is locked in, the offense is flowing, and the bench is delivering. The Warriors were a brutal -90 in non-Curry minutes before the trade. Now, they're a +30. That's an insane turnaround. The advanced metrics back it up, too. The Warriors are suddenly in conversations with the league's best, forcing analysts to reconsider their title chances. When you combine these numbers with the eye test, how they're playing, the swagger, the chemistry, it's impossible to ignore. The Warriors aren't just back, they're dangerous. And if they keep this up, ring number 5 might just be a reality. But there's more to uncover. Let's dive deeper into what this all means for their championship hopes. The Warriors' path to a 5th championship is clearer than ever, but it's not without its challenges. The Western Conference is a minefield, with juggernauts like the Denver Nuggets, a revitalized Lakers squad, and the emerging Oklahoma City Thunder all standing in their way. But if the last 6 games have shown us anything, it's that Golden State is peaking at exactly the right time. The key? Consistency. If Jimmy Butler can maintain his aggressive play, if Curry continues to perform with this newfound freedom, and if the supporting cast keeps stepping up, there's no reason this team can't make a deep playoff run. The Warriors now have versatility. They can win shootouts or grind out defensive battles. And with Butler bringing that much-needed toughness and playmaking, the Warriors have become a matchup nightmare. Draymond Green's bold championship claim doesn't feel so far-fetched anymore. The Warriors have the talent, the experience, and now, thanks to Butler, the grit to go the distance. The rest of the league better take notice. This is not the same Warriors team we saw earlier this season. They're hungry, they're dangerous, and they're coming for that ring. But what do you think? Are the Warriors truly back in the title mix? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This is going to be a wild ride. The Warriors were counted out. Now they're the team nobody wants to face. Jimmy Butler might just be the best trade of the season. And if the rest of the league doesn't figure it out soon, we might be witnessing yet another Golden State dynasty. Get ready, because this ride is just getting started. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe for more, and make sure you don't miss the next video. Until then, keep believing, Dub Nation.